So the banner drops, and I kick the bike and I stall it, and I'm kicking and I'm trying to get it started, and my second kick it starts, and I'm already the last person off the line for beginning. But you gotta go back to your goal, your ultimate goal, which is finish. I'm not gonna win the race. It's just not gonna happen unless everybody falls into a giant pit. There's a big magnet out there that they turn on and suddenly turn off as I go by. I'm not gonna win the race. So I was a little bit frustrated because my first race I had a great start and I had just really high expectations because it was a long flat start and I got to 650 and I wanted to let 650 breathe. So you can almost hear it on the start when I accelerate away. The bike's missing a little bit because it's not warm. I probably even had it on the choke on, something stupid like that. So it was surprisingly a lot of single track through, and it was fun because it was a lot of technical stuff, and it was probably better that I was in a crowd because I probably would have gone too fast and crashed a bunch of times. But I was finding myself stuck behind, like 10-year-old girls, and then I got high and mighty for a second, thinking, oh, I'm this 10-year-old girl needs to get out of my way. I'm much older and more experienced, which is total bull because she's probably way more experienced than I am. And then, here's the reality check. The 8-year-old girl is in front of you from the beginner line. That's how cool you are. So, and it's not really fair because then it opens up a little bit and I'm on the 650, I just go around. So she might even be a better rider than me, but just because I have more horsepower, I go around. And then what would happen is it would level out, and I'd go around like 30 people. There was a bigger group of younger riders in this beginner class. There's lots of more kid riders. So I'd go around a big group of people, and then I'd miss a turn, and I'd see the W's and go, oh crap! And then I'd look over, and there is a big single file line of people that I had already passed that were passing me again. I have to go down a cliff, and then join back up. And the funnest part of the race for me was in the first 10 miles. It was single track, single track, single track, and then it opened up into this huge, giant, dry lake bed. And instantly I'm thinking, Baja. And everybody kind of fans out, and I just absolutely pinned it, and I got it up into top gear. And I passed a whole huge group of people. It felt so good. I mean, it didn't require any skill. It was just really fun to let the bike completely wide open. And it was finally getting warmed up, and I was finally hitting my stride. And it was great. I felt like Johnny Campbell for just a second or two. Just a second, I felt like Johnny Campbell passing. I was settling into my pace, which was a little bit faster than last time, I hope. And about in the middle somewhere, there's this huge silt bed. Huge, and you can see the dust up ahead. And it was the same kind of thing with my experience with sand. When I hit sand, I just hold it wide open. I should click up a gear, maybe dial up another notch on the steering damper, and just hold it wide open. Because what are you gonna do? Slow down? It's a race. So I see all these people go in the middle, and I saw probably 4 or 5 riders get in this huge entanglement. It was like a bomb going off. It was just like on any Sunday. There was a point where, there was a little canyon, and I was noticing everybody was going down, and as soon as they got to the bottom, they'd crash, or at least fall over. So the guy would go down, and then I realized the girl was flashing everybody, and they'd kind of look up, oh, and I don't know if it was intentional or unintentional. I got around the corner, and of course I laid it down in the soft sand, and here comes this train of people just going by me, and it was kind of a tricky hill climb. And it's because it's the beginners. There's, 4 people strategically placed along the hill climb at the most difficult sections who are trying to pick up their bikes or restart it. So it's now you have the beginner stuck on the hill climb and the beginners trying to get up the hill climb. So it's just self-perpetuating bullshit. And all the people that I spent all the time passing, here they come, single file line. So finally I caught my breath, and I managed to get up the hill, and that was kind of the home stretch after that. But it was fun. The checkers course was really fun, and luckily this time my odometer worked, so I was able to realize, okay, I got 10 more miles, I got 5 more miles, and about the last 5 miles was tricky for me because I was trying to stay competitive. I was trying to keep my pace, but I could tell that I was really tired. So I started having close calls, and luckily I didn't get passed too much. I didn't get passed by any quads this time. I could kind of tell we were getting back close to camp, and it was like the long downhill. So I finished strong, finished fast, And you know, I got up in 4th and 5th gear, coming down the hill, and I saw my wife and my roommate, and it was really, really good feeling. I feel I did a lot better than the first race, and the feeling of finishing was just as exhilarating. To get the pin, and of course the ice cream truck was right there. Went straight to, like, beeline to that ice cream truck. I was with my wife, like, get on the bike. We went right over the ice cream truck. It felt really good. It felt really good coming in strong and coming in fast. I've been able to pick up, actually, through District 37, I've been able to pick up a couple sponsors. Not really sponsors. And I get Amsoil and NGK are kind of the same thing. But it's not really a sponsorship. It's more like, hey, you use our products and we'll give you 25% off. But, you know, but then they send you the sticker package for your bike. And it's a psychological edge for me anyways. I mean, it's nice that I get to use, that I get Amsoil cheaper than I would normally, because I was using it anyway, but it's a pretty cool little thing they have set up through the District 37 site, Kenda and Amsoil. I mean, if you're going to buy tires and oil anyways, you might as well get it for a discount. And my buddy Matt, he's loaned me his GoPro, which I said earlier. So I'm gonna have it for this weekend's race, which isn't a District 37 race. It's a USDR race, which I've never done, but I've heard they're fun. That one's this weekend. Really pumped. I've been pretty good. I'm in better shape. I'm not in good shape, but I ran a 5K with my buddy. I did the 5K in 25 minutes or 27 minutes, and I've been trying to run at least a 5K around my neighborhood a couple times a week, and then doing lots of arm exercises. And unfortunately, I haven't even been able to ride in the dirt since Checkers. So unfortunately, going from race to race as far as riding in the dirt. I'm ready to let it all hang out. This is my 3rd race, so I've got a better idea as far as I know what's going on, but also I have slightly higher expectations for myself because, you know, I've done the 2 races. I finished, and I did it fairly well in the process of finishing, but now I'd like to shift my goals a little bit from finishing to, you know, riding my pace and finishing, but riding a little bit more aggressively, a little faster, and finishing a little better without getting hurt. So it's almost like my previous goal set, except for, you know, 1 notch higher. So going racing. Stay tuned.